Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, week 7 of the UCL, the St. Louis Rampardos are taking on the South Beach Slowkings, and Sensational GP or David should be a pretty epic match. We are 3-3, he is 2-4. We've only played once before, which was last season. Don't really remember the match, but nevertheless, it should be a good time. If you want to check out the team builder, definitely do so, man. Definitely check out our team builders. I'm bringing some funky stuff this week, and it should be a lot of fun. And I do have a question of the day today. If you didn't see the team builder, you might not know what's going on, but do you think that natural gift Heracross is going to come through in this battle? I'm really hoping it does. That is very clutch to our success in this match. So anyway, I'm going to get connected with David here and we'll see how things go. Fingers crossed. Let's do this. I'll see you guys shortly. All right, guys, we are connected here with David. If you guys are hyped for this match, show your love with that like button down below. We're bringing some different stuff, man. I'm bringing America for the first time this season because Choice Card Braviary actually puts in some work against his team, and I've got that Defiant there in case he decides to have that Intimidate Landorus pop it in there. I actually can get the boost and put in some work. So I've got some really cool ideas this week, and hopefully they will pay off. He's actually got a really good team, though. Like, Mon by Mon, his team is like really good. I mean, Landorus, Mega Altaria, Keldeo, obviously all pretty good top OU threats. Celebi, Entei, P2, all this stuff. So see what he brings here. A lot of stuff I didn't expect. Actually does not bring the Celebi, brings Excadrill instead. All right, let's make some notes here. I want to make sure I get his team down. I have prep for these things, so it shouldn't be too bad. Brings the Eel instead of the Entei, which I'm so glad about that there's no Entei. I really am. Because Entei is just really scary for my team. So he's got Landorus, Altaria, Porygon 2, Keldeo, Excadrill, etc. So I think I got his team down. Excadrill, and instead of Entei, he brings Eel Ectros. Okay, so my original plan of setting up T-Spikes is not as urgent now, simply because he doesn't have that much that's kind of... It's not really as necessary, but I think I'm still going to try to get him up because it will affect the P2. It'll weaken that thing. It'll also help against the Keldeo 2 to wear it down. I could also kind of work with Excadrill a little bit here. I'm kind of thinking that Venusaur is a really good lead as well. So in terms of my lead options, I really like Venusaur because I can ensure the Mega Evolution. If he leads with Landorus, which is very likely, I could simply just go for a Giga Drain, get some chip damage off on that thing, maybe force a switch. I'm thinking that getting my Mega Evolution off is going to be incredibly important. So as much as I want to get my T-Spikes up, I think I'm actually going to lead with Asparagus here because I think that Mega Evolution is just way too important for my team. Because I really need to make sure I can Mega Evolve and be able to take some hits from his team. So I do have the HP Fire. If he does bring that Excadrill, I could pop it with an HP Fire. If he's not a Soul Vest, we'll actually do a tremendous amount. If he's AV, then, you know, it is what it is. But let's see what he's going to lead with here. Landorus is a very likely lead. He might just try to get up rocks, but he could also try to lead with something else, maybe the Altaria or whatever. But see what he's going to do here. He's going to lead with Badonkadonk, which is the Landorus. So we're going to see the Landorus right off the bat. Obviously, it's Intimidate. No problems there. I simply get to just Mega Evolve here and go for a Giga Drain. Again, I really wanted to get my Mega Evolution off if I could. The thing is that I'm thinking of, though, is he could be carrying Aerial Ace. He could be carrying, like, HP Flying. He could be carrying a lot of different things. I know I could take an Aerial Ace. I know I could take a Psychic. I could take a lot of those moves. I could definitely take a Psychic. Can I take, like, a Fly? If he were to go for Fly or Sky Attack, I don't know if it gets it. I can't take like a Sky Attack if he's max attack. So I do have some issues there. This thing is important to me. It's very important to me. I'm trying to think of what my best plays. I really should have led King Tut though. Let me scout. Let me scout real quick, and let's go into King Tut. Let's scout. I should have thought about that a little further and not led with Venusaur. I don't want to risk it. He's actually taking his time here, so maybe he doesn't have the coverage. I want to get my Mega Evolution off so badly, but then I realized that he probably has Flying or Psychic coverage on his Landorus, which realistically I can't afford to lose my Venusaur at this point in the match because it's so crucial to take on the Keldeo and the Altaria, and also the Excadrill really. So it's got some pretty heavy duties this match, but maybe I can get some intel on kind of what sort of Landorus he's got. He's not gonna run knockoff right now. I'll find out. If he's like a Power Herb set, that's what I'm worried about. Like if he's got like a Power Herb attack, he might not actually even get any of those flying moves I just mentioned. I'll double check. I know he gets Aerial Ace though, so that would be one of his better flying options. And he could also run Psychic, but I think Aerial Ace is actually the better move. He is gonna, let's see here. He stays in because he's probably faster than me, most likely. He does get fly, so I want to see if he's got the fly or not. We'll burn his power herb right now. He does have the fly, so I'm very, very glad I made that switch there. And he does have the power herb, so he has no item now. And we see the fly, and that was what I was concerned about. I had a feeling that fly would be a thing there. That was actually something, as you could tell, I obviously felt like that was a possibility. So we're in a decent spot here. I could go for a simple knockoff here, but that seems kind of pointless. Getting out my Toxic Spikes will really help, though, for the Porygon, too. I could also Pain Split, because he might just U-turn here. But I think getting up those T-Spikes is going to be my best play, so I'm going to go for that. It's going to be close whether he kills me here with an Earthquake. I think I could probably live it because of the leftovers, but it will be pretty close. But now that he doesn't have the fly anymore, I feel a little bit better against this thing. Because that Power Herb fly, I had a feeling, man. I had a feeling that the Power Herb fly was going to be a thing, so I'm glad we scouted that out. We made sure this thing doesn't have an item anymore, which means he's not soft sand, he's not defensive, he's most likely offensive. In fact, I could probably check too, and I'm probably going to get the intel that this thing is fully physically offensive. I would venture to guess. And if he were to have fly, which for some reason flying is not even like an option here. I'll just give him aerial. What's base power fly? 90. All right, fly is not even on the calculator. I don't know why that is, but 90 base power aerial ace with adamant nature. That really did more to my Cofagrigus than it should have, which is kind of weird. But I don't know. I think that did a little bit more than it should have. I don't know if it was a crit. I didn't see crit. I wasn't paying attention, but this is definitely an offensive Landorus, though. So he's thinking about this, but I think my T-Spikes are worth it here because they will affect the Altaria as well after Mega Evolution, and his best switch in here is probably P2. He may try to go into Keldeo. He's going to switch here, so he might be fearing like HP or something. He might go into Keldeo. He goes into Bonbon, which is the P2, so that's fine with me. He's going to download, so he's actually not Trace. He's download, which I find to be very strange. But I'm going to get my Toxic Spikes up here, and that'll be really nice. So I have a couple different options here. I could switch into Heracross. Heracross is definitely one of my better options here because I don't really anticipate this thing being able to kill Heracross in one hit, even with a special attack boost. And this could be the play that I've been waiting for to get Heracross in against this thing to be able to knock him out. The thing is, though, I could also knock off his item here and kind of give myself a better opportunity for the long game because realistically, he's not going to be able to kill me in one hit here against my Cofagrigus. There's just no way. I mean, because he can't go for a normal type move. So even with a special attack race, he's not going to kill me in one hit. All he could do is Toxic me. So you know what? I'm going to take the safe play here, and I'm going to go for the knockoff because I could kind of scout out some of his moves here. He is going to go for the Toxic, which is very risky because if I went into my my Heracross, that would really kind of mess him up. But I'll get the knockoff here, and that is going to knock off his Eviolite. So two of his Pokemon don't have items now, which is really nice. Now, he could switch, he could go for the recover, he could do a couple different things here. I think it's worth saving King Tut at this point, in my opinion, because the second layer of T-Spikes isn't really going to do much for me. So I'm going to just make that play into Heracross here. If he goes for a Tri-Attack, that's fine, because if he burns me, I'm okay with it, because I'm Guts. And if he poison, I don't think he could poison me. Para would be unfortunate, but that's crazy that he went for Toxic there, because I could have easily went into Heracross. That was going to be my play, but I figured getting rid of this thing's Eviolite would have been incredibly useful. But we're going to go into Heracross here, and I think we're going to click Natural Gift is going to be the play, because his two switch-ins are either Altaria or Landorus, so we might be able to make that happen. So we'll see, because the close combat would be very obvious anyway. But we are Toxic on our homie here. We got our T-Spikes up, which will start to weaken down this thing. It'll weaken Keldeo. It'll weaken the Altaria after Mega Evolution, if it switches out and in. But we'll see if he stays in here. He probably will if he's got, like, Ice Beam. He's not going to try attack. He might recover. He definitely stays in here because he would have switched. So let's go to Heracross, and we'll see what he's going to do here. I don't think he's going to try attack. Probably Ice Beam. So he does show the Ice Beam here. This is going to do a decent amount because he is +1, but it's not going to do like a tremendous amount. He gets a crit, which is fine. But we see the Ice Beam, so I figured he'd be packing that for Salamence. Now, this is the play right here, man. I'm not even going to lie. The close combat is incredibly obvious. It would knock him out. He knows I'm going to outspeed him. I have the Ganlon Berry. I'm clicking Natural Gift. That's the plan. I'm clicking it. I have to. That's the whole strategy right here, is for Natural Gift, him to switch into either Altaria or Landorus and us to kill it right now. That's our play. I'm going for it. I already picked it. If he stays in with Porygon here, that is just going to be legendary. I really don't anticipate that, though, because the close combat kills from here. And even without a Eviolite, his Porygon 2 is still relatively useful, so I would think anyway. But I'm very surprised he bought Download instead of Trace, but either way. And actually, I might be able to live another Ice Beam, not a Tri-Attack, though. But this is the play here. Keldeo doesn't come in here. Excadrill would be pretty weird to come in. I mean, his switch in right now is either Landorus or Altaria. There's no other reason to switch anything else in. So, this Natural Gift Ganlon Berry should work. It should work. I hope it works. This is the play. If it doesn't work, my soul is gonna be so upset. Like, I'm gonna be so crushed inside. Like, going to Landorus, man. You know I'm gonna close combat. Just go into Landorus, get the attack drop, and then you'll take the close combat like a champ, and then you can go for a fly or whatever. Or go into Altaria, because you could take a close combat with that thing too. Either one. Feel free, whichever you prefer. I'm cool with either. Eel would be really weird because I 2-KO Eel with close combat. Excadrill would be weird because I 2-KO Excadrill with close combat. Keldeo would be weird. Please go into Altaria or Landorus, please. Here comes the rare, which is what? It is the Excadrill. Why would you go into the Excadrill, bro? Why would you go into the Excadrill? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. The plays. Oh my goodness, it doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? I don't understand that play. I don't understand that play in the slightest. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, well, either way, this Heracross puts on a lot of pressure on his team. I'm so devastated. I really wanted that to work, man. Really wanted that to work. Okay, Natural Gift does about 15%, looks right. I can actually I could have 2-KO'd him with close combat, dude. I have no idea why he made that play. I don't get it in the slightest. I'm gonna go to Cofagrigus here because I could Pain Split, I could sack it off. I can get a free switch into Asparagus, which I don't want to switch in here to a Mega Horn. It's a little too risky to just pop into a Mega Horn. I could actually go to Oxygen too. Let me see how well Oxygen does against this thing. I'm thinking he's gonna be AV. I don't think he's gonna be banded, but yeah, he's still actually 2-KO. So let's go into King Tut here. I think that's my safest play. I don't get that. Why would you do that play, dude? I 2-KO with close combat, man. Like, why? Why would that happen? Oh, I should have went for close combat. That was the play, man. I knew it. It's so frustrating. That was the pro plays right there, man. I had it. I should have ran Substitute. That way I don't have to mess up the berry. Oh, man. It's all good. Let's go to King Tut here and see what he's going to do. He's probably going to Mega Horn or knock off or something. He goes for the Mega Horn. He does connect it. Some people can hit Mega Horns. I can't, but that does absolutely nothing. We pass the Mummy on, which is very, very nice. And I actually can just go for a Pain Split here. If I can live an Iron Head, which I should be able to, I can actually go for a Pain Split. And the beautiful thing about this is I actually outspeed him, unless he has speed investment, which is a very, very nice thing. So even though I'm toxic, I could definitely go for a Pain Split here. I really lose nothing by doing so. If he wants to switch out into the Landorus, that's fine. If he switches into Porygon 2, that's fine as well, because I can get my Heracross back in, and I can close combat. And even though he made that play, close combat still will hurt the Landorus, so we have some options. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely frustrating. But I'm assuming this thing is going to be some sort of Assault Vest variant, because typically you run AV on this guy. So let me make a note here. He had Mega Horn. He's about 80%, 85%, let's say. But he's going to stay in. I'm going to get the Pain Split off, which is a beautiful thing. That's going to bring me up above half. We'll take him down a little bit there. And he goes for the knockoff. So he's going to knock off our leftovers, which is fine. I fully expected a knockoff to come off there. Not a big deal. And what I could do here is I have one more turn left to kind of survive. So I'm just going to go for the knockoff myself to just ensure that he doesn't have an Assault Vest. If he wants to switch out here, that's fine to preserve this thing. But he knows he can knock me out. And if he switches into anything else, it's fine. Like, I'm letting my King Tut go down at this point. It'd be nice to save it for Death Fodder, but I don't want to switch anything in, put anything in risk of taking a hit from this thing if I can avoid it. So, yeah. Excadrill isn't as useful. Hitting up Stealth Rocks isn't as important. I definitely got to worry about that Altaria, but, you know, rocks aren't super crucial. So, I think the big play here is if I can get rid of this thing's Assault Vest, I can just go into Venusaur after this and I can click HP Fire and we can knock it out. If he wants to switch, that's fine, but either way, Venusaur gets to come in here pretty soon. And now that he doesn't have Fly in his Landorus, it's 2 turns to charge, so I know I could hit him twice with like a Giga Drain, and then I could swap out into something. So the Fly is not a secret anymore. It's not a big deal. So his Power Herb Fly and my natural gift Ganlon Berry both not working out. I just don't understand why he went and Excadrill on my Heracross. I don't understand that play, because there's no way you predict natural gift Ganlon Berry. Like, that's just not a thing you predict with a Heracross. Heracross is Heracross is a very good Pokemon, but it runs into a lot of issues because it's very limited in terms of its offensive move pool. You're pretty much limited to close combat, knockoff, Mega Horn, Earthquake, Stone Edge too, but we are going to get the knockoff off here, so we're going to find out whether he is Assault Vest. He is, so he doesn't have an item either. So we've actually gotten rid of 3 items on his team, excuse me, which is very, very nice. So this puts him in range for Mega Venusaur's Hidden Power Fire, which is, I'm pretty sure it does. He's at about 50% without the Assault Vest. I am pretty sure that knocks him. It does. So that puts him in range for Hidden Power Fire. So I think our play here is very obvious. I get my free evolution off, my free Mega Evolution off with my my Venusaur here. And he really doesn't have a very good switch in. I mean, he can go into his Porygon, but that's not really reliable. I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power. There's really no reason for me to do anything else. If he does want to switch out, that's fine. I get a Hidden Power off on something. He's not going to go into Altaria because I could Sledge Bomb. He's not going to go into Keldeo because I can Giga Drain. He could go into Porygon too, which is a very possible play. But then I get to go into Heracross again, or I can go into Excadrill if I just want to get my rocks up. I can go into Vaporeon, etc. But Cofagrigus does go down, so let me just make a note of that. Dies to Mega Horn from Excadrill. So I'm just very surprised that I could have brought Heracross here too and click close combat, but I felt like Asparagus getting the Mega Evolution off is way more valuable because I need that Mega Evolution to take on the Altaria. I needed to take on the Landorus a little bit better. It helps against the Electros. Electros can't touch me unless he's like an Acid Spray variant, in which case I could just keep Giga Draining or whatever, or Sludge Bombing. I'll get the poison eventually, and Keldeo shouldn't be able to do much to me either. So Mega Venusaur's looking like he can put in some work, especially once Excadrill is gone. And now that it's below half without an Assault Vest, that definitely makes things a little bit easier for me. So this thing was definitely a problem. But he's got 3 Pokemon we haven't seen yet. The other 3 Pokemon don't have items anymore, so that's really nice. Cofagrigus does go down, but did its job, man. Got rid of essentially 3 items because it took the hit from the Landorus and it got up T-Spikes. To me, that is a job well done as a supporting Pokemon. So we'll see what he's going to do. He's going to switch out here, so this HP Fire, he's going to know I have it. It's not a big deal. He's going to go into Bonbon, which is the P2. So P2 comes in, but the key thing there is it gets poisoned, which is very, very nice. He's going to download. He's probably going to get the special attack raise. He does, but I don't really think there's a whole lot that Mr. Bonbon can do to me. You know, I mean, I can go into Vaporeon here, and I can start Wish Stalling him, things like that. Kind of switching around. I got to get Heracross in, but I won't be able to get it in for free. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do here is just hit him there, and then I think I'm just going to fire off a, I have the Heal Bell, so I think I'm just going to fire off a Sludge Bomb, because it should do a decent amount to this thing. Mega Venusaur against Porygon 2, like without its Eviolite, it's not the bulkiest of Pokemon. It's still bulky, but it's not like the super bulkiest thing. I'm doing about 25% to him, so with you know, with the poison, I think this might be a 2 KO. So I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb here. Really no reason not to. He can't go into Excadrill. He's not gonna want to go into Landorus. Altaria does not want to take a Sludge Bomb. The best thing he can do to me is like Tri Attack, and I could definitely take it. So he's probably got Tri Attack, Toxic, Recover, Ice Beam is probably his set. So I think we pretty much know that now. I'm just very surprised that he's running Download instead of Trace, but I'm hoping that 2 Sludge Bombs here will be enough to knock him out with the poison damage. It's going to be interesting to see whether he goes for the Recover or not, or if he tries to switch out. But I only set 1 layer of Toxic Spikes, and the reason for that is you do 12% every turn instead of 6%, because then with Toxic Spikes it doubles every turn. So if you think about it, 2 turns of regular 1 layer of spikes is 24% damage, 12% each time I believe, whereas if you do 2 layers and it's toxic damage, it's 6 and then 12, which puts you at 18. So the first 2 turns you actually do more damage with 1 layer than you would with 2. So I feel like in a game like this there's going to be some pretty decent switching around, so I felt like just 1 layer was sufficient. And I don't have Venoshock. I wanted to run Venoshock. I'm running Sledge Bomb instead. Does look like that is going to be enough to knock him out, but he's going to go for the Recover here. So he's able to live the hit, but he's pretty much in a similar spot as he was a second ago. So I don't know if he's going to recover again or if he's going to take the chances here of trying to take a couple Sledge Bombs. But I really lose nothing by just going for a Sledge Bomb here, so I'm just going to go for it. Ideally, I got to get my Heracross in here for free, but I can't risk him attacking and hitting Heracross because I'll lose Heracross at that point. And that close combat damage is going to be very important, especially considering that chip damage on Landorus could come in handy, and even against the Altaria if it comes in, that 20 or 30% is pretty significant. So I could make a switch into Excadrill at some point here. Start firing off some Earthquakes because Excadrill is one of my least useful members of the team at this point. Its really big usefulness is against the Electros because I could be Mold Breaker and Earthquake it. So that's probably like its main use. And once I weaken, if I weaken the Excavalier just a little bit more, Return from Braviary actually like destroys the entire team. If I could weaken the Keldeo too, that's where the T-Spikes come in handy. That extra 12%, man, is gonna be very, very nice if I can start to weaken him down, especially if he's like a Life Orb Keldeo set. But we'll see if he switches out here, or if he just kind of just keeps recover stalling me, or whether he's going to try to do something else. I don't want to make any bold plays here. I kind of want to see what his Tri-Attack is going to do. I'm pretty bulky. I'm mostly physically bulky, but nevertheless. +1 Tri-Attack should do about 30 to 35%, so it's not going to do a tremendous amount. And I have Synthesis too, so as long as he doesn't get that 10% Tri-Attack, I think we'll be okay. Pretty sure it's 10% on Tri-Attack. He's going to switch here, so I'm going to get a Sludge Bomb off on something. It's going to be the Badonkadonk, which is fine by me, man. I'm going to get a nice Sledge Bomb off on this thing, and that is going to be really, really epic to hit this thing. Because while it's not going to do much because it's resisted, it's still going to do like 20%, and we have a chance for a Poison, which we do get. So that 30% Poison coming in handy there. We're going to Poison this thing and really start to weaken him. So here's a tough play for me. I'm an Air Balloon Excadrill, so I'm actually going to go into it right now because I don't feel like it's going to do a ton in this match. And if he Earthquakes here, I could float above it. If he goes for a Fly, I could just sit in front of him. So let's just go into Excadrill here. I think this is my safest play because I don't anticipate him to have another flying move to hit Venusaur. I'm thinking he's just going to have Fly, but he could have Aerial Ace, he could have Psychic, he could do something like that. He could just U-turn here. Either way, I'm going to just go into Excadrill. I do have the Air Balloon, so I'm going to be floating up. Hopefully he goes for Earthquake here. We'll see. He goes for Earthquake, so we're going to float above it. So that's really nice. So now he's actually forced to go for a different move here. He's forced to go for either like Rocks or something like that, whatever it may be. So I'm actually going to take this opportunity to get at my own Rocks, I think, because he really can't do much to me, and I could switch out after this turn anyway. He's gonna have to break my Air Balloon. He could have Superpower though. He could very well have Superpower. This would be a Stealth Rocker. It's his only Stealth Rocker. Do I just go for Rocks right now, or do I switch out into Vaporeon to see what he's gonna do? Because if I go into Vaporeon, I could definitely threaten him out pretty easily. Because he really isn't gonna be able to hit me, because he's not gonna go for a move that'll hit me super effective. Let's go into Vaporeon here. Let's make the safe play. Let's go into Vaporeon here and see what he's going to do. He very well may switch out. He knows I'm Mold Breaker. I want to see if he's going to Rocks himself or if he's just going to go for like a U-turn or something like that. He goes for the Stone Edge, so he does show the Stone Edge and he misses. Not sure how much that's going to really matter at the end of the day, if I'm being completely honest. I'll Calca it just for the sake of calcing it, but an offensive Landorus Stone Edge does about 30% to me. So I'd be able to pretty much heal that off relatively easily. So here I'm thinking a Wish is probably my best play. Do I think he would switch though? Would he switch? He could switch into the Electros. That could be a thing. Which with Skull Burn wouldn't hurt. That'd be nice to do. I don't think he's gonna switch. I don't think he's gonna sack this thing. I think he's gonna save it. So Fly, EQ, Stone Edge is his set. And we don't know his last move yet. Scald, I really lose nothing by going for Scald. I mean, it could bait in the P2 though. I think that's my scary part. So maybe I just go back into Asparagus, because the worst thing he's going to do to me, he's not going to stay in here. He's got to save this Landorus, I think. So let me go back into Asparagus, because I actually put in work against the rest of his team. Let's do that. I have a feeling he's just going to switch. He stays in? Does he really stay in and just Earthquake? Does he really just stay in an Earthquake? Or does he U-turn? He might U-turn. He goes for Earthquake. He stays in an Earthquakes. I'm very surprised to see that, actually. Very surprised to see that. You can see I'm going to eat that, so it's not even a big deal, but very surprised to see that. And he's obviously not going to go for fly now. But this puts me in ability. I could actually just synthesis here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go for the synthesis in case he decides to attack again. He goes for the stealth rocks this turn. So he makes some good plays, man. I definitely misplay a little bit there because had I just gone into Excadrill or had I just gone for Scald, I would have knocked this thing out. So kind of unfortunate there. But I'm going to get back to full, and Giga Drain will knock him out at this range. So that's kind of my priority here is just knock this thing out now. I could also synthesis up the damage. I could also Sludge Bomb too if I think he's going to switch here. Giga Drain does give me a little bit of health back though if I take that Earthquake, and that'll allow me to live too. So let me go for the Giga Drain here. He goes for the Earthquake, so I know I could take this again. It does less than half. And with the Giga Drain recovery, it's going to put us at a decent amount of health. But we are going to knock out the Landorus. So a little bit of over predictions for me. Kills Landorus with Giga Drain. I'm really surprised. Some of these plays, like I don't know if he's making them because he's sacking these Pokemon off or if he's predicting me to over predict or whatever it may be. But I don't really see on his team how he beats my Venusaur, if I'm being completely honest at this point without Landorus. But maybe he's got something up his sleeve. My Venusaur is looking really good against this team. It's definitely looking really good because Altaria is not beating Venusaur unless he's got Draco Meteor. That's the only way. I had the same exact scenario come up where I had to play Mega Venusaur with an Altaria, and the only way to beat it is with Draco Meteor. Seriously, that's the only way to do it. You have to run max special attack modest Draco Meteor, and even that, I don't think that would kill me at this point. Let me take a look. I think it does about 50%. Yeah, it does about 50%, so that wouldn't even kill me at this range. So yeah, you basically have to weaken it, and then because in the GBA I was playing, it was my team versus Super Ball, the Boston Red Sox. He had Mega Venusaur, I had Mega Altaria, so it was flopped, and I had to figure out how to make Mega Altaria beat Mega Venusaur, and it's so hard to do because Altaria's coverage moves are Fairy, Ground, and Fire. None of those hit super effective against Venusaur, and then you have Dragon, and Dragon hits neutral, but the only thing that hits relatively decent is the is gonna be using like you know, whatever it's called. So Draco Meteor. So same kind of thing here, man. I mean, he could just try to recover stall me here. I think I just go for a Sludge Bomb if I'm being completely honest, because I don't really see him doing much to me, and I'm faster. So let's just go for the Sludge Bomb here. I don't want to go in Heracross and risk anything. I could go into Excadrill and just get my Rapid Spin off. That might be a play here too. I want to see what he does first. So let's go for a Sludge Bomb though. I think Sludge Bomb, 2 Sludge Bombs plus 2 poisons might be enough, but I think he's going to recover. So let's go for the Sludge Bomb, and then on the following turn I'll probably switch, seeing if he's going to recover. He's got the Psychic on his Porygon too. Very surprised to see that. It's going to do a tremendous amount to us. Not enough to knock us out, but a tremendous amount nevertheless. So pro plays on his part. I was not expecting the P2 to have Psychic. Let me make a note here that he has Psychic. So now I have to make a decision here. I probably have to switch out. I could synthesis up on a couple different things. I can also just go for a synthesis here. I'm gonna go for the synthesis here because I could live a Psychic again. I could live another one. So let's go for the synthesis. I'm pretty sure I could live another one. And we'll see what he does here. If he doesn't recover, I can knock him out. He's gonna go for Psychic again. I should be able to live this. And we do on 36. And now it's close, man. A Sludge Bomb, I think, is really close. I'm gonna go for the synthesis again because I know I can live. If he goes for the recover here, that's fine. I need to go into my Vaporeon here at this point, or I need to go in my Excadrill, one of the two. But I need to get Venusaur as high of health as possible. So here's the situation. I synthesis here. If he recovers, it's fine. I get out and I'm at almost full health again. If he attacks me, then I Sludge Bomb on the following turn and we knock him out. So it's kind of, I should be able to walk out of this engagement here alive. He's going to Psychic this time. So that means I get to Sludge Bomb here, assuming no crits or anything. We do live on 37. That's really good. He's going to lose some health here, and he is in range of a Sludge Bomb now. He's also in range of a Giga Drain, but I don't think that's a risk I'm willing to take. I think I have to Sludge Bomb here. I could also just go for the synthesis. What can I set up on again? I could synthesis on the Escavalier. The thing is, this thing is so important to me, being at as much health as possible, but getting rid of this Porygon is very nice too. So I'm thinking this is a tough play. I need my Venusaur at as much health as possible, And the only thing I'm going to be really able to get that health back on is going to be, because that Altaria kind of rips me apart if I'm not at full health. The Altaria is incredibly scary if I'm not at full health. I don't want to butcher this. I think I got a Synthesis. I'm going to make the safe play in Synthesis. If he goes for a cover here, that's fine. I need to get, my Venusaur needs to be at high health. It has to be. It's too important to take on his team. So he's going to over Psychic again. So he's just going to keep Psychicing. He's eventually going to die. He gets a crit. Oh, man. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. That is not good for me. Oh, man. P2 kills Venusaur with Psychic. Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to go into Excadrill. Alright, so that's what happens when you Synthesis stall. The crit, man. That's Pokemon for you. Okay. Well, here's what we gotta do. We gotta go into Excadrill, break the mold. I'm gonna Rapid Spin here. I got my Mold Breaker. I'm faster than him. I get a Rapid Spin off. It'll get rid of his rocks and it'll knock him out. I just, oh my goodness. Excadrill kills P2 with Rapid Spin. I'm really worried now about that Altaria. I'm really worried about that Altaria now because that was my primary response to it right there, and it's dead now. That is not good for me. That is not good for me at all. In fact, that is absolutely dreadful. I don't know what to do now. I have Braviary, and Braviary does put in some work here, but that Altaria is still incredibly scary, especially if it has Roost. If Altaria has Roost, I'm in a lot of trouble. Oh, man. I should have just Sludge Bombed, dude. At least having Venusaur would have been... I should have just Sludge Bombed. That was a big misplay. I kept thinking he was going to recover, but he did not want to allow me a chance there to set up or whatever. Here comes Prostate, which is probably the Altaria. No, it's the Keldeo. Okay, so that makes sense. Keldeo comes in here. I have a very, very obvious switch in here, and if he's got HP Grass, he's got HP Grass, but I have to just make the play into Vaporeon. 1,000,000% my play here. Excadrill has some usefulness still because it can hit the Altaria. I outspeed Altaria before Dragon Dance, and I can hit the Excadrill or the Escavalier, and I can hit the Electros because I'm Mold Breaker. So gotta make the play here. Gonna go into Vaporeon. Very obvious play here, but it's what I have to do. So we'll see what he's gonna do here. He has the Sacred Sword, so I am fully physically defensive. If he specs, that does absolutely nothing. He is not specs, that is for sure. So Sacred Sword, that did absolutely nothing, and the toxic damage is going to start to rack up on him. So now I'm kind of in a tough spot here because I can't allow this. I can't allow that Altaria to come in here and like beat me. So I'm thinking I should just go for a Wish. I think I just go for a Wish here. His switch is pretty likely. I could just Scald too, because a Scald burn on the Altaria would be really nice. And if the Electros comes in, I get a switch into Excadrill. His switch here is most likely Eel. I don't think he's going to stay in with this thing. I'm going to make the play into Excadrill. Is that my play? Going to Excadrill. To me, he's going to... Let me see here. How much does Excadrill do? To me, he's going to switch here. How much does Excadrill do to Electros? I can kill it with Earthquake. And how much do I do to Escavalier? I have a chance to kill that with Earthquake. I'm going to make the play in a Drill. He switches. Okay. He switches, and he goes into Rectum, which is that. What, the Electros? Good. Made the plays. Okay, good. Good. Okay. We go into Excadrill here. Now, I do not have Iron Head, which is very scary for that Altaria. I do not have Iron Head. But I do have the Earthquake, and it should hit everything on his team, so I'm going to go for Earthquake. If he goes into Altaria here, I have the Iron Head. So, or he doesn't know I don't have the Iron Head, but I don't. So I have to just Earthquake. And I do need some damage on this thing, so that way Braviary can come in and sweep. He's going to switch. Go into Escavalier. Don't go into Altaria. He goes into Durare. So that is the Escavalier. So I'm going to get the Earthquake off. This has a chance to kill. I'm not sure if it will or not, but it does have a chance to. And it does. So Excadrill kills the Escavalier with EQ. He doesn't know if I have Iron Head or not. He has no idea. All he's seen is Rapid Spin and Earthquake. very, very likely for me to have the Iron Head. In fact, there's no reason for him to think that I don't have the Iron Head. But I don't. I have X-Scissor. I'm carrying X-Scissor for Celebi instead. So his play here is most likely to go into Keldeo. At which point, if he does go into Keldeo, then I have to make a play. I'm going to have to make a play. So we'll have to figure that out. But basically, I need that Eelektross to just be a little bit weaker. I probably need to get him to about, I don't know. Let me see. Braviary versus the Eelektross. Assuming he's like an AV set. Yeah, I got to get him to about half. Return does about half. So definitely need to weaken him. And he doesn't kill with Volt Switch, but he does a lot, depending on the spread. So Braviary is definitely the win con here. To me, he just goes into Keldeo here, in my opinion. Like, I don't see why he wouldn't. I feel like he just goes into Keldeo. At which point I just go back into Vaporeon. Because if Vaporeon gets a Scald off on the Eel, that's like pretty good too. And he can't like Volt Switch on me because I have Excadrill. So he's going to go into Prostate, which is the Keldeo again. And again, this thing is just getting weakened from the T-Spikes. That's really good. I'm just going to make the very obvious play here and go into Vaporeon. If he predicts that, that's fine. I have to make this play, though. I have to just make this play. If he goes into Eelektross, I know I could take one hit from Eel, so I could just Wish, or I could switch into Excadrill if he wants to go for an electric move, etc. So he stays in because I switched first, so I get to go into Oxygen again. If he has HP Grass, I could take two. He has Sacred Sword again, so same thing. Like, he just goes for the Sacred Sword. So this time, I have a tough decision to make here because last time I went into Excadrill. This time, I think I have to Scald. I think I just have to Scald. So I got to get as much damage off as I can. So I'm going to go for the Scald. I'm going to go for the Scald. And if he brings an Altaria, I just roar it out. He's going to Sacred Sword again. So he predicts me to stay in this time. Or he predicts me to switch this time into Excadrill, which I'm not doing. I'm staying in this time. I'll go for the Scald. It's not going to do much, but it's going to be some chip damage. See, it does about 20%. It's going to bring him to the point where he's going to be about half health after this poison damage. So I don't know if he's going to expect me to switch here, but I think he might be Scarfed, if I'm being completely honest. I think I just Scald again. Or I could Wish. I'm going to just Scald again. He very well make the play into Eelektross this time, but a burn on the Eelektross is as good as anything else I'm going to have going on for me, so I'll take that too. Losing Mega Venusaur was huge because I needed that for Mega Altaria. That was really poor playing on my part. I think he's going to go into Eel here. I'm pretty sure he's going to go into Eel here. Which if he does, it's fine. I could just sack off Heracross, I think. Is what we do. Because Excadrill does have some usefulness still. It beats the Eelektross. He's going to switch this time. Most likely go into... Yep, here comes the Eelektross again. I'm going to get this Scald off. We're going to find out if he's a Assault Vest or not here in a second. That looks like AV damage. No burn, though. Okay. Let me just take a look here if that is AV. Most Eelektrosses are AV, so... That's AV. Yep, okay. So, we don't know what this thing's set is. We have no idea. I think I have to just go into Scarborn here. Because I can't really risk anything else. And I can't take the chance to go into Excadrill, because if he goes for like a Flamethrower or something. Although, maybe I could take one. He might just Volt Switch here. Do I just go into Excadrill? Can I beat this thing without Excadrill? And can Excadrill live a hit from this thing, is the question. If Excadrill can live a hit from this thing, then I should just go into Excadrill. Eelektross. I can live a Flamethrower. If he's max special attack, Assault Vest, I could live a Flamethrower. I don't know if I could live a Drain Punch, but I could live a Flamethrower. Would he go for Flamethrower here? I don't know. I'm going to go into Excadrill. I'm going to make the play in Excadrill. If he goes for the Electric type move, he might predict this. He very well might predict this, but I think this is the proper play here. I think this is the right play. See what he's going to go for. He goes to the Drain Punch. I had a feeling if he's physically offensive, this will knock us out, but it looks like it's not going to knock us out, so that's awesome. So we see the Drain Punch on this thing. I had a feeling that the Drain Punch could come, but... So now he's got a tough decision to make here. I'm going to just go for the Earthquake, I think. He may go into Altaria, at which point I'm just going to Earthquake again. So, to get some damage off on it. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake here. I'm sure he's going to switch, but... I got to weaken this thing. If this is a physically offensive Eel, then we may be able to beat it with if we get a Skull Burn on it. And Heracross does outspeed too, so that's a nice thing to know. Will he just go into his Altaria here though? He probably, if I have Iron Head, then he's not gonna go into Altaria. But you know what he could do? He could go into Altaria and not Mega Evolve, and that would really mess me up if he did that. I don't know if he's got those kind of plays though, because that's a play. If he makes that play, that's a play. Going in onto Altaria and then not Mega Evolving and take the Iron Head, set up a Dragon Dance, then sweep. That would be absolutely devastating if that happened. That might be the play he makes though. I know it's a possibility, but I'm kind of backed into a corner now that my primary Altaria check is gone, which was of course my lovely, I should have went to Heracross just now. I would have taken that Drain Punch, no problem. I could have fired off close combat. My lovely Venusaur got crit, which was like, should have been expected, man. I shouldn't have been Synthesis stalling, but I knew he was going to die to poison, so I was thinking, let me just keep Synthesising because he's eventually going to recover, and if he recovers, then I get to be almost full and I could switch out, and then anything else on my team could take on the Porygon, but I did not expect to see Psychic on the Porygon, so that was just good prep on his part, but let's see what he's going to do here. He's going to stay in. Wow. I don't know why he did that, but I'll take it. Excadrill kills Electros with EQ. Here comes Altaria. This is scary. This thing is very scary right now because I actually can't Iron Head him. So I have to go into Oxygen here and potentially try to roar him out. It's really my only play. If he does a Dragon Dance right now, I don't have my Air Balloon anymore. Actually, you know what? Excadrill is useless to me, but I have to go into Vaporeon here because if he Dragon Dances, I need to be able to take a return and roar him out. So this thing is really scary right now. I hope he doesn't have the DD set. He's probably carrying the DD set though. Actually, Cotton Guard would mess me up right now too, but I have Roar, so we have the opportunity to roar him out. He may just Earthquake here though. He may just go for an Earthquake and just try to get rid of me. Because if I have the Iron Head and he Dragon Dances, I just bop him right now. So I don't have the Iron Head though. I have X Scissor. So I was thinking that Venusaur could handle the Altaria itself. So we'll see what he's gonna do here. He's gonna Earthquake, so he does not Mega Evolve. So smart plays on his part to not Mega Evolve. But Vaporeon comes in no problem. Now what I gotta do is I have to roar him out. I have to roar him out because if he sets up on me, I can't allow that. So we see EQ. Have to go for the roar. 1,000,000%, no doubt. Gotta go for the roar here. I have to roar. He's gonna Mega Evolve this time. So now my Earthquake actually hits him with Altaria or with Excadrill. So Excadrill has some usefulness again. If he Dragon Dances here, he does Dragon Dance. Okay, so we know he's the Dragon Dance variant. I went for Roar. So we're gonna switch him out here, which means he does get Toxic on entry. Okay. Okay, that's good. That'll wear him down. That could put Braviary on range now. And now it's Keldeo versus Vaporeon. So what I have to do here is I have to go for a Wish to ensure that I could live 2 hits from Keldeo no matter what. HP Grass right now would be very problematic, but I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed. So I think I could live 2. So I'm going to just go for a Wish. I have to go for a Wish here. I'm pretty sure I could take HP Grass. 2 of them. I have to go for Wish. I can't risk switching out Vaporeon here. But the problem is, once Keldeo goes down, he gets to go into Altaria, and I can't roar him out anymore. He's going to Sacred Sword me, so that's fine. I'm going to get my Wish up here. And I think he's Scarfed. I do think he's Scarfed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this Wish up here. And then what I'm going to do is, I got to think about this for a second, because I cannot allow this Altaria to set up on me. I cannot allow that to happen. So I think what I have to do here is I have to go into... Okay, I need to think about this play here very, very importantly. He's gonna Sacred Sword. He's gonna Sacred Sword. I can go in America, and I can take 1. Let's say he's Choice Scarf. I could take 1 Secret Sword and heal it all off, but he might be Scarfed, which means that's not really gonna help me much. I could go into Scarborn here, take the Sacred Sword, get the boost, but then I can't do much back. I don't want him to die this turn. What do I do here to make sure that Altaria doesn't set up on me? You know what I do? I roar him out. That's what I do. I roar him out. That's what I do. I roar him out. I let him go back into Altaria here. That means that I can roar out his Altaria again, and I can get more toxic damage on it. I gotta get as much damage on this thing as possible, so I just need to keep roaring him out here and not letting him set up on me, because I need to get as much damage off as possible on this Altaria, so that way I can Earthquake him or whatever, keep him from setting up a Dragon Dance is basically what I need to do. I can't burn him though, which is unfortunate, but if he sets up a Dragon Dance, I like lose. So I think I have to roar here again. So I'm gonna roar in case he Dragon Dances. He just goes for the safe Earthquake, that's fine. Any bit of chip damage here is going to be important, so I'll roar him out. And in comes Keldeo again, which looks like it's going to take... I don't know if it goes down to one more turn here or not, but we'll see. Any little bit of damage I can get off on him is incredibly important. So I think what I have to do here is I'm going to roar again, because I don't want him to die. I'm going to roar him again. I know Sacred Sword is his best move. He's going to Sacred Sword again. That's fine. I'm going to roar him out. He's going to go into that Altaria, which is fine by me. And now I have to figure out how I beat this thing. So I think what I got to do here is I'm going to sack off... I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sack off my Heracross right now. Do I think he's going to set up on me? Do I just go in America here? I'm going to go into Braviary. Is that what I do? Can I take a return from this thing? Braviary versus Mega Altaria. Can I take a return? I can take a return. And Brave Bird does about 75%. I gotta go into Braviary. I'm gonna make the play here. I hope he goes for Earthquake. If he goes for return, I can live it though. I 100% live Adamant Max Attack Return. He goes for the return. I 100% live. And I do live it. Now he's in range for a Brave Bird. He is in range for Brave Bird now. But I think I have to go for return, because I can't risk him switching out here and me dying to... Actually, you know what? I could live it. I could live the recoil damage, because Keldeo is at very low health. So I think what I do here is I just go for the Brave Bird. I could definitely live the recoil damage. Let's go for it. I'm faster. This should knock him out after poison. This should knock him out after poison. Yes! Whew! America, baby! Let's go! And he's living, too! Oh, baby. Braviary kills Altaria with Brave Bird. Oh, baby. Here comes the Keldeo, which I know is probably scarfed. I just have to go into Vaporeon here and switch out, and he will die to poison, I believe. There's no reason for me to stay in here. Because I know differential doesn't really matter in the UCL, but I'll be honest, my differential is absolutely terrible, and I do not want to keep looking at that. And Cofagrigus is going to pick up the final kill here with the Toxic Spikes. Kills Keldeo with T-Spikes. I mean, if he lives, I'll just scald him, but either way. Whew! That was an intense match, dude. Oh my goodness, I thought we were gonna lose that match, guys. I really did. We had some really tough situations there, losing our Venusaur to a crit, which was partially my fault, obviously, for staying in and trying to like stall him out. I kept thinking, like, I knew that my Venusaur needed to be at high pelt as possible to be able to take hits from Altaria, because it walls at 100%. Venusaur really could have beat his entire team once Landorus went down, but I kind of just messed that up there. But great prep on his part. He had some really cool ideas. Natural Gift Heracross did not work, unfortunately, but we do pick up the W, and that is what matters. So we're going to move to 4-3. Great match against David, man. Big props to him, of course, for some really good sets. I mean, Fly Lando, I saw it coming, but great set. Bringing in a physically offensive Eel. Psychic on Porygon 2 is very good with download. Now I understand why he didn't have Trace. Standard, a pretty Altaria. AV, Escavalier, and I'm assuming Scarf Keldeo. So pretty good stuff, man. Vaporeon was just able to hold it down there at the end, and we had to make the right plays at the end there to make sure we won, and we did exactly that. We roared out the right things. We made sure that he couldn't get up that Dragon Dance at the end, which I knew would have been a problem, especially once Venusaur went down. and we're gonna pick up that win. So I hope you guys did enjoy this 50+ minute commentary, whatever it was. Thank you so much for supporting the St. Louis Rampardos, guys. We're actually working on some other cool stuff pretty soon for merchandise in the future. We're thinking about doing some signed posters, maybe some hoodies, things like that. So keep an eye out in the next couple weeks, because we'll have some really cool stuff coming. But that's it for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.